going on YouTube? Been a couple days since my last video. I've made videos every day, I think, maybe even 2. I just haven't posted them, haven't liked them, whatever. But hopefully you've all seen the video that Abe made, Run Hard, Get Paid, about his dispatch trying to make him run unsafe when he was falling asleep. It happens out here. Getting tired and needing to fall asleep or about to fall asleep while you drive, and dispatchers that will try to talk you into driving unsafe. It's a sad side of the business, but it happens probably more often than you would think, and it's a shame. But at the same time, this week I had to put that into practice, which I'll get into here in a minute. But I just wanted to let you know, if you haven't seen that video by Abe, you need to watch it. You can find it on my Facebook page. Pretty much all the YouTube truckers that I pay attention to have shared it and talked about it and all that stuff. So, it shouldn't be too hard to find. But yeah, he deserves a lot of credit for posting that, for getting that on tape, because without that record of him telling them that he's not safe to drive, and them telling him there's no options but to drive, he would have been in the wrong if something happened, because they would have said they didn't say that. It's he said, she said in a situation like that. So if you're going to talk on the phone about stuff like that, get it on tape, or put it in a Qualcomm message, because they won't tell you to do unsafe stuff over the Qualcomm, because then it's on record and they can pull it up at any time. So that's that. My weekend has been long and tiring and frustrating and yada yada. I drove all night, got that load, got my trailer to Kansas to get loaded. I was up all day, drove all night. I surprisingly wasn't nearly as tired as I thought I'd be. At no time did I think I was unsafe to drive. I dropped the trailer off so they could load it, and bobtailed to Walmart that was a couple miles away. Took my 10-hour break, went to pick up the trailer. They gave me a different trailer than the one I came in with, which usually no big deal, but this one, the driver before me is a fucking asshole, and the right-way system was just hanging off the side of the truck. Yeah, just hanging off the trailer. So I spent an hour and a half maybe in the snow and wind. I think it was like just under 10 degrees out, trying to get that attached.
A new message has arrived. A new message has arrived. Home. Messaging.
I'll read that later. So I had to deal with that, and they ended up just having me take it off because I couldn't get it secured, and I'm not driving with a big piece of metal hanging off the side of the truck or trailer, whatever. So it's just a hose hanging that I kinked and taped, which means as I'm parked, I lose air more rapidly. That plus the really cold weather and I lose a lot of air while I'm stopped, not while I drive or anything. It's not unsafe. So I just have to sit and let the air build a little bit before I leave. So I got the trailer. I drove all night. Started getting reefer alarms late, I guess early in the morning, later in the morning, whatever, 7 a.m., 6 a.m., something like that. Right when the sun was getting ready to come up, I was getting reefer alarms. I don't know why, but I had to stop. I eventually got it to a truck stop. They said to run back-to-back manual defrosts and we'll look for water draining. They didn't say if the water was good or bad or anything. I sent them a couple messages about that I wasn't seeing water, that nothing was happening, and they never responded, which was upsetting because I needed to get rolling so I could get as close as I could, because last night I needed to drive to get to my appointment times today. So they never responded. I just left. I was 8.5 hours away from my first stop, and there's 3 stops total. A half hour of driving from the first one to the second one, and then like an hour and a half from the second to the third. So my clocks were gonna get pushed if I stayed there. So I pushed, even though I was tired. I pushed and drove another 2 hours, so I had 6.5 hours to get to my stop, and I left and tried to do that last night. I only made it about 3 hours before being too tired to keep going. Yesterday, all day, I had stopped. I couldn't get to a truck stop. I didn't have the hours to get to one. So I stopped at a rest area. I stopped to sleep. I was exhausted, but I could not sleep. I don't know why. I laid in this truck for 12 hours and got maybe 2 hours of sleep. Very, very, very frustrating knowing that, you got a lot of driving to do, multiple stops, and your day is going to be long, and I didn't get any sleep. So I hoped that by just laying around and resting, and what little sleep I did get, I would have the energy to make it. But after 3.5 hours, I think 2.5 hours, I stopped to get fuel. That woke me up a little bit, being minus 10 degrees. But when I got back on the road, that energy went away really quick. And it was unsafe. I've had a headache. I still have a headache. I felt like throwing up last night. So I stopped here at the rest area where I am right now. Sent a message over the Qualcomm saying that I was stopping. I needed to sleep. I told him that I tried to sleep all day and only got very little. And told them I was stopping to sleep, and they said, 10-4, shut down, get sleep. And that was the end of it. If I would have called, I'm sure they would have tried to get me to run, or at least guilt me into it, something. That's why I sent it on the Qualcomm, sent a message saying I was unsafe. And that way there's a permanent record of it. And I got my my phone, my old phone right here. It's charged. So if they would have called me, I would have recorded that like Abe did and covered my ass that way. But yeah, all they said was get some sleep. I got a message a little bit ago. It's like right after I had woken up, couldn't get back to sleep, asking my ETA for this for the stop. I sent a message back, giving it to him, and I got 3 messages back for the first stop. The ETA I gave him is now the appointment time. For the second and third stops. It looks like they moved them to tomorrow. I don't have times, I just have a date, which is tomorrow's date. So I guess I'll drop those off tomorrow. But yeah, there's the only repercussion is that I'm not going to be I'll be on this load longer, which means I won't get the next load, which will, cost me a little bit of money, I guess. But safety is far more important than pushing yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that has all the risk. Your license, your career, your life, the life of everybody else on the road, that is all on you. Not the people sitting at their desk telling you what to do, where to go. No matter what happens to you, they go home at night or day, depending on their shift, whatever. All the risk is on you, so don't get pushed around by them. Maybe it'll put me on a shit list, because I stopped or whatever. But again, safety is the most important thing. So that's my story, my little update from the last couple days. It's been long and crappy. Looks like there's a TA around my second stop, so I'm going to try to get there, get this right way reattached. I have a light on the back top of the trailer, not one of the brake lights, but one of the top, marker lights on the back. I think the middle one, or one of the middle ones, is out, so I'll have to get that fixed. So I might try to do that today. I guess it'll depend on what my next appointment times are, or whatever. So that's all I got for y'all. I'm about to hit the road. I need to eat. I haven't really eaten anything in a day and a half, maybe. That sounds right. I don't know. Driving nights has really thrown my body off, and I don't have any food. My bread got all dried out, having it down by the foot heaters. But that's all I could do with not having any storage in this fucking truck. And then when I got to the fuel stop last night, the places to eat were closed. I didn't feel like eating a 15-hour-old hot dog. And yeah, I had to stop at a rest area yesterday, so there was nothing there. So hopefully today I can sit down, get a meal, get a shower, I'm dirty, and go from there. So that's that. I will leave you with that. And I'll see you whenever I make this next video, that next video, whatever. So that is it. Y'all be safe, be blessed, and remember, like they say, you're the captain of the ship, and if you're not safe, pull it over. Anything bad that happens will be on you if you keep driving. Send it in a Qualcomm message, and if you have to talk to him on the phone, record it. So that's my advice. Watch Abe's video if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.